right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is PBD Horror. I am Joshua. We're doing a round table with our good buddy Adam. He's like the herpes of the group. Every time you think he's gone, he just comes right back, and we love him for it. Hi, Adam.
Well, I don't think anybody loves herpes, buddy.
Damn, he just played you like that.
Wow.
He's just like,
man, I didn't say one cat joke either, man. Like, I didn't say no.
And that was quick, though. He just did that on the fly, unless he's been thinking about that for a while.
That was his plan the whole time.
Yeah.
That's my whole time to compare Adam to a herpes. I've been thinking about it since last time. Okay. I love it when you come back on. We have the best discussions when you're on, dude. I'm so happy you're back.
I noticed that.
So what you been up to, man?
Not a lot, man. I mean, I've kind of fallen off a little bit, trying to get some stuff in, man. I was sick for a little bit, got all that shit out of my system, and just trying to see some good movies, man. It's been a hit or miss this year, unfortunately.
Nice. I've been checking out your stories on Instagram with that pumpkin spice madness. I think you're ready for pumpkin spice, huh?
I'm ready for pumpkin spice 24/7, my man. I'm besides the Ugg boots, and I don't know what the fuck else is like the cliche PSO
Flannel.
girl boot.
Flannel.
Yeah. That's the only thing, man. But I'll do it all, man.
Josh is over there judging us because he makes fun of me for all my pumpkin beers that I drink in the fall, and I just saw him shaking his head when you said pumpkin spice.
No judgment. No judgment now.
Josh, I'm gonna get you a pumpkin spice soda
because we're recording. Yeah.
How's that,
back
Josh?
down so quick.
Pumpkin spice soda.
I will not do pumpkin spice anything.
It's more for us.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah.
Damn, man. So, Adam, last time we talked, we were talking about all the Scream films and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We have not really sat down and kind of talked about everything that's going on with the new Scream 6 yet. So I think we can set the tone, set the episode off with all this news that we have. I think a lot of people are hurt with Neve Campbell saying she's not returning to the next film. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's ridiculous that and it's almost like it's no hate towards these actors, but when they keep adding on these, there's certain actors that they keep adding on that are not so small names, man, like that and then I blank on the guy's name. I apologize. He got casted as like a cop or something. I knew he's been in stuff.
Yeah.
Of course. And then of course they put on Samara Weaving. Yep. And the kid from Spider-Man, and I'm just like, so you're gonna give all these people all this money, but Exactly. You're not gonna give almost the face of Scream money. It's just kind of irritating a little bit.
Yeah, I was sitting there looking at it too, and I was sitting there talking about that because it's kind of like your favorite sports team, how they sit back and they have a chance to kind of pick up this good free agent, that's worth it. And then they pass on them and they pick up 3 other players that don't even add up to that person. You know what I mean? And it's like, what the fuck? Why do we waste our time with this? And then it doesn't work out in the season. But I hopefully the shit works out. But I guess they changed the whole setting. They're not going to be in Woodsboro anymore. They're going to New York.
I as much as we love to talk about Jason Manhattan, and you guys know how much I love that movie.
Yep.
That part actually does not disturb me as much because we haven't always been in Woodsboro in all the Screams. I mean, we've gone to college, we've gone to Hollywood, and as much as people love to hate that movie, I don't mind that they changed up the scenery and shit. So it's even if it's some parts in New York or it's all of it, that actually is not an issue with me. I feel like, if I feel like if enough story can be well written, I feel like you can go anywhere with Ghostface, to be honest, man. But you still have to connect.
Ghostface in space. Let's do it.
That's the next thing, man.
Might as well. Dave, have
Might as
you
well.
what news have you heard about this film that's kind of been like?
Well, I mean, I've heard, all this, but one thought I had was I thought it was kind of ironic because there was a lot of people that were putting in, like, after seeing part 5, their feedback was, oh, maybe they shouldn't have brought back Nev and Courtney Cox and everybody. But now you hear the exact opposite when they actually aren't bringing back Nev Campbell. So it kind of speaks about it a little bit. It kind of says, like, she really does belong in all the films. And I think we want to see her as much as, her character's kind of getting further removed from the storyline as much as possible. It is nice to see a familiar face when you're watching these films, just to kind of keep it all tied in together. Because that's the big thing with these films. They do all tie together. So you don't want to just completely lose that origin.
Exactly.
So I think it's funny just kind of hearing like the switch up from the end of Scream 5 to now.
Yeah. My thing is, if you don't want to plan on giving her the money, and it's like the same thing in Halloween. Like, I just wish that they just kill them off. You know what I mean? If you want to start something fresh and new, kill them off, and then just kind of go from there, or just kind of remove them. But now I think the thing is, Dave, it's just like it's the petty situation we talk about. It's the money, and so that's the problem. She had a new Red Cross commercial, like a slasher style, that she released the other day, which is kind of cool. You guys check that out?
I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, she posted up on her Instagram page. It's kind of cool. So kind of getting people wanting to donate blood. She's like, all these horror fans love slasher films, and only, I think it's like, what is it, 3% of people donate blood?
Yeah.
Something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like trying to get it out there, like trying to get the horror community to kind of start trying to save lives and stuff. But hey.
That's probably a better tactic than the amount of phone calls that they give me in a week to donate blood. I don't know if you guys get those phone calls. They literally call me on a daily basis to donate blood. I have that universal blood type, so they're like, it's just crazy though. They literally, and they call me from different numbers. They tricked me the other day.
Yeah,
I will donate. I promise. Don't call me again. I'm going to donate. I promise.
Dave, just pass out.
That I almost did once.
Dude, I gave blood like 10 times. I passed out all 10 times. Now they don't call me anymore.
They were collecting more than blood from you that time, though.
Oh, shit.
So if you were Nev Campbell, would you just be like, fuck it, and then just make your own Scream movie? You call it like Yell.
Yell.
What? You could be like, I don't know, Spirit Forehead could be the killer, and instead of a knife, got an axe.
Spirit.
my true thoughts about this shit, it's a publicity stunt. You know what I mean? I think it's just like she's gonna be in the film some way. You know what I mean? It's just to kind of.
They're probably gonna show a fucking picture or something.
She's gonna be in it. Like, it can be some weird shit. Like we talked about, like the father being the killer. Her and her dad can be the killer, but the dad died.
Bring him back.
Bring him back from the blood.
Yeah, he technically didn't. Oh well, no,
he died off camera.
He did technically die off. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Man.
We have to look it up.
They should say that was false news, and then he comes back or something.
That's right.
True.
They
imagine that. No Nev Campbell, but her dad in the storyline comes. That'd be fucking great.
Sick.
No, it's just Nev and her father. Like, we're sick of this shit. We're just gonna fucking kill everybody.
Yeah, daddy killers. That'd be great.
You ain't paying me. Fuck y'all. I'm killing you. Fuck you.
Yell franchise.
I got my pops.
If she ends up signing on, right, like a few months into the filming or whatever, I think that would also it could be publicity in that way. Like if she's in signs on later, they got everybody all worked up, and then all of a sudden we find out she's in and everyone's excited. So that's another twist that they could be pulling on us. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll
so
see.
Next up, let's talk about the Halloween Ends trailer. Have you guys checked that out yet?
Oh yeah.
Josh, you watched it?
Yeah. Well, I caught clips, and then I was like, oh, I forgot.
Caught clips of the clip.
Clips of the clip.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. It is what it is.
I did not watch it because I told Brandon I wanted to go in blind when the movie comes out, because I just feel like watching the trailer, it gets me all amped up to, for whatever. And then it can really disappoint, or, sometimes it shows all the good scenes. So I'm staying away from the trailer, but I'm interested to hear what you
Want
guys
me to
think.
tell you what happens, Dave? So
No.
here's the lineup.
No, Josh, I'm good. Thanks. So
I don't want to watch it, but you want to have Josh just explain it to you. He
Just
picks it up
in
and he
Josh's
walks-
way.
He
Yes.
walks up the stairs.
yeah, Josh, we don't have enough time tonight, dude.
And then he was walking, and I seen Psycho Sisters DVD sitting on the bed. It's like,
And then I looked at my wife and I said, "Whoa."
I love you. You're the best wife ever. Shit. So this film is supposed to pick up. It picks up 4 years after the last film, you know. So Halloween Kills. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of tired of this series, and you know, it's starting to get to that point with me. It's kind of like you love the series, you love Michael. He's like one of your homies. You know what I mean? But it's like the situation, like one of your boys gets his ass beat in a fight, and you're just sitting there, just like, damn, he got his ass beat, but that's my dog. So I gotta like clean this up. So when everybody else is around, like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. That's how everything's in this internet. You know, everybody loves Kills, but I still don't get it. Like that movie was trash, and it was just
Not me,
like,
man. Mm-mm.
huh?
Wait, so you're saying this is 4 years after Kills?
Yeah.
That makes no sense
What has
whatsoever.
he been doing? He killed the mom at the end of Kills.
We don't know.
4 years later.
Because even in like the little teaser, they don't. I mean, they don't explain anything. So I mean, like I did watch the first teaser, and it showed almost nothing, and that's the only one I kind of want to watch. Because with Halloween Kills, they released so much new footage and trailers that you basically saw the whole fucking
Yeah.
thing. It was so annoying.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's exactly how I felt. They showed pretty much the whole film. Or
Yeah,
at
it
least
wasn't like that.
the good parts, and then they kept all the hospital scenes. That was like the only thing we didn't see was the hospital scenes.
Yeah.
Who's
this
feeding
film-
this man for 4 years?
I don't know. I think he went back with that guy that, you know, that when in what was it, part 5? What was it, 6?
The
When he
drunk
fucking
guy
like
in the-
floats
in
in
the
the,
cabin?
in the fucking river and he thinks he's over
No.
there.
Like this man is going to be hiding for 4 years. Nobody's going to see him. He can't leave. I want to know who's feeding this guy. Somebody's
Yeah, because they
grocery
don't even
shopping.
say like. Because the last we saw him, he was in his house, and somebody must have raided it after Kills. Like they're not going to just let him sit in there in his
Yeah.
house. So
What gym does he
I
go
don't know.
to stay so fit? The dude's like freaking Jean-Claude
Dude,
Van
he
Damme
wa-
over there.
he walks like 10,000 miles.
He's
in, when he's like 80, he's almost 80 years old.
Yeah.
I thought, like, or
Nah, he's got a
75
home
or some
gym.
shit.
he's got a Peloton subscription. He
Yeah.
added me the other day.
He's
been
doing so
living
much
in
cardio though. Where's the
Houston.
muscle
Come
build
on.
coming from? I don't know.
If he's really 80, he's living on Social Security and he's in a senior citizen home, and they're taking very good care of him. And then Halloween 4 years later, he's like, boop, unplugs the little life support, walks out, kills a bunch of people, goes
See you
back to
guys.
the home.
Yeah.
There it is.
Nobody knows it's him in the nursing home.
That's
Makes-
right, and he's right next to Spirit Forehead from
Well,
the hit.
Well, they were
Yeah.
chasing the
Yeah.
wrong guy in the last movie
Exactly.
forever, you know, so I
They
think he just
chased a
took
man
his
that
spot in
was
the
not
hospital.
even Michael's height, or he doesn't even look like Michael, yet they still chased him. So obviously people are fucking idiots and
He's
don't
that-
know what fucking Michael Myers looks like.
It looks like the crazy Santa Claus from the Tales from the Crypt Christmas episode. You know that one?
Fucking Danny DeVito from the Penguin
Yes.
and Batman.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Fucking ridiculous shit. But all right, let's kind of like jump off that. You guys have anything else, like any news that's been going around? Josh, I know you were talking about some shit.
No, he's talking about fucking
Psycho
Twisted
Sisters.
Sister or something, or Psycho Sisters. Yeah.
Not Psycho Sisters, Dead North.
Sorry.
It's the same company that made Psycho Sisters, Wave Productions. They just Vinegar Syndrome just released this.
Vinegar.
I am shocked. It's amazing. This is
Vinegar.
Vinegar syndrome.
amazing.
Is that the
Fucking
medical
count,
term
dude.
for it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it
God,
is.
Vinegar syndrome.
Look, I'm not a fan of this, like, take a $2 movie and release it for like $80 on a Blu-ray. I think that's pretty stupid. But like, I get really excited when I see all these interviews with these people that you never got to see in the VHS era. That's pretty cool. Some of them were like, you know, they release it and they're like, we put pictures in. and it's $40 for like extra stills or something like that. That's pretty bogus. But like when they take a film that, number one, you can't really get anymore anyway. I mean, this is way back in the early 90s. They only made like 1,000 copies on VHS. You know what I mean? Before like the mail order really picked up. So, and then they have all these short films that you can't find and interviews on top of it. I'm like, oh, that's worth $40. You know what I mean? So then it becomes pretty cool when they're just repackaging it and they're like, it's got a slip cover for $40. I'm like, so
it's a new steel book.
Josh, have you ever gone to the store in Connecticut, the Vinegar Syndrome?
Vinegar.
Nah, I don't like the vinegar. Vinegar? Is that what you say? What is it?
Vinegar.
Vinegar? Is that
you don't like Vinegar Syndrome?
No, I'm not fond of like, paying $9 million for a movie.
Well, you just praised them for like fucking 3 minutes, and now you don't like it.
Yeah, man,
Yeah, did we not just listen
well,
to that?
I've seen, so every time I go to the store, I find this Blu-ray, and it's like an old movie like Sledgehammer, and you're like, oh my god, Sledgehammer, and you pick it up, and it's like $39.99, and I'm like, why the fuck would Sledgehammer be $39.99? And then you flip it around, and they're like, well, it's got a slip cover and still shots and a trailer, and you're like, but why would I pay $40 for that shit?
You just said this.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my
That's
God,
what I'm
I
saying.
really feel like we're hearing two different
Don't they like high definition it? Like,
yeah, they restore it. Because that was a shot on VHS movie.
Yeah, man,
so.
that's why.
So King Video did that with a lot of silent films, and King Video was notorious for cleaning up silent films, and I was not a fan because it almost took away from the nostalgia of the movie.
Right.
Like when you watch it in its original form, you're like, wow, this is what these people paid to see.
I have a question.
Yes, Dave. Thanks for raising
So if you don't want to watch it restored, maybe just don't buy that Blu-ray and stick to watching the VHS. And the people who want to watch it restored should definitely check out Vinegar Syndrome's collection, because they put a ton of good stuff on Blu-ray and DVD, right?
Yeah. Apparently they have quite the selection of underground films. I'm noticing while I was looking today, and I was getting a little jealous. I'm like, they have this. Yeah.
But I agree, Josh. I sometimes, like, when I see people who collect Blu-rays of films that are like VHS films, I'm like, I don't know that I would necessarily want to go that route, because it's cool watching something the way it was meant to be watched. So I get what you're saying with that. But at the same time, there are people that would rather watch it. Yeah, and like Adam, like I think some people want to see that stuff restored, and that's also
well, they've also, I mean, it's not like, so I tried to get into the VHS game, and I got I found a VCR, and over here I don't know how far these expand, but they're called exchange stores. I don't know if okay. So the exchange store had a copy of I Spit on Your Grave on VHS. I was like, oh fuck yeah, dude, I want to try this. And it was the most exhausting thing I've ever tried to watch on a fucking VCR, because it was the most grainy piece of shit I've ever watched. I was like, no, dude, I'd rather just watch a perfectly clear, crystal clear restore version of this movie. I was just like, I just can't get a VHS sometimes. Yeah. I can see the appeal. It's just like, for some of that, because I have Nosferatu on DVD, and it's still like clear, but it's still like still has the quality of like, it's a very fucking old movie, but yeah, I can watch it on DVD. Like it doesn't ruin it at all. It's perfect.
Yeah, I go back and forth with that, Adam. So I watched Cabinet of Dr. Kilgari from King Video when they redid it, and they put color in it and took all the squiggles out, did the whole thing. And I don't want to say they colorized it, but the background had a shade of yellow, or it was different shades. It wasn't really color, but they added, you could tell they added stuff to it to make it pop. And at that time, DVD was the only thing out, and it was on DVD. And you watch the original VHS copy with all the squiggles and the little dots and the you know, how dark it really is, and then you see this cleared up copy with these color splashes, it's a completely different movie. So I was like, I thought it was beautiful, like, and I love Dr. Kilgari, but then I was like, oh, but the original is just the original, you know. But I did watch Nightmare on Elm Street streaming the other day, and I had never seen it other than a VHS. And me and my son were watching the VHS. He's like, oh, it's streaming on Netflix, let's put it on. And I was like, oh my God, you could see everything. This is amazing. Like, she's up on the ceiling and you can see the blood. Like, so that was pretty cool.
It's kind of like when we were younger and we too young to watch porn, and like they had the Spice Channel and there's like the little squiggly lines and you're like, oh shit, I can see something, I can see something. And now we're older,
is that a booby?
It's cleared up now, you know what I mean? So you can't complain about everything, Josh. You still, you know what I mean? You look back at those times and you still appreciate the old shit that was fucked up.
I'm starting to come around on the clearer picture a little bit with certain things. I just don't like it when I feel like they just kind of gouge you for a clean picture, you know? And I'm not down with that. So
now, Josh.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The only thing I was going to say with Vinegar Syndrome, I think I understand what you're saying about price, but I think the cool thing about them is they are restoring films and trying to get people to see films, because they have like a whole following of people that love Vinegar Syndrome and they always check out the releases. I just think that a lot of people wouldn't know about some of these films had they not taken the time to restore them and put them out there. So I kind of like the mission that they have. You know, it's kind of like, you know, one of the reasons why we like Joe Bob is he usually shows films that we haven't seen before, and that's always fun. So I appreciate people who are trying to like get people to watch these, you know, underground films that people haven't seen before.
I'm gonna petition Manos Hands of Fate. I want to see it in that new 4K.
Okay. So now, Josh, you're a big Predator fan, right?
Yeah.
All right. So tomorrow,
I want to make a
for
joke
everybody.
about
You know, for everybody, we're recording, so I don't know when this episode is going to drop, but today's Thursday, or Friday, the 5th. They're going to release a new Predator film called Prey. It's like a prequel for Predator. So it's going to be on Hulu. So I don't want to hear any complaining, Josh. You don't have to go to the theaters to watch or anything like that. Just sign up on Hulu. You check it out. I'm hearing good things. But have you seen the trailer? Have you guys seen it?
No.
Yes.
I have not personally. That's something I'm going to watch with my son, and I don't want to be hindered by a trailer.
Yeah.
So I want to go in blind. So
now, what do you guys think about it?
I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm not like Predator is not my favorite franchise. I probably prefer Alien over Predator, but still, it's cool. And the fact that it's on Hulu makes it like 1,000 times better, because I'll definitely check it out no matter what.
What do you think? What about you, Adam?
I love Predator. I think Predator is. I do love Alien. I think Predator is one of the coolest fucking monsters in cinema. I rewatched the first one just a couple weeks ago, and it still holds up, man. It's like one of the most fun movies I've ever watched. It's gruesome. I watched. I mean, there's some Predator films. I mean, Predator 2 was a little bit, you know, it's fun. But like the mystery that they put behind like the first ever Predator, and how they make it like almost seem like it's this huge action film for like the first half, and it slowly creeps into this like other genre of like serious like fucking monster movie, and it's so good. And I've rewatched like AVP 2, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I did watch. I know they differed the titles like weirdly. It was like Predators was the one with the jungle, correct?
Adrian Brody was in that one, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. That one I loved because I feel like that's where Predator is best set in kind of like a jungle or like a non-city environment. Because I know they made The Predator with or there's like in like a lab or somewhere they got like the huge predator versus like the littler predator. I forget. It was with Michael Keaton. Was it a remake?
Yeah, it was Predator, but the story was way different. They genetically altered a predator and made it
like Keegan Michael Key was in it, and it was I fucking hated it. But I did see this preview, and it looks amazing because it's supposed to set back in like the 1700s, and it's supposed. I think it looks incredible, and I've heard some pretty good things about it. So I'm actually pretty excited for it.
Cool.
Nice.
So it's like an origin story?
Yeah.
It's like the first time ever that it's been on Earth.
All right.
Oh man, you should read the comic books, man. They had a comic book series where a predator landed in Africa, like I don't know, thousands of years ago, and went through a tribe, and one of the tribesmen went and hunted the predator. And it was like hunter versus hunter, and it was no dialogue whatsoever, but it was the coolest comic book because this, just this regular African warrior and the predator throwing down in the middle of the Serengeti. It was insane.
But that's what this one is kind of like too. It's a tribe. So
I was gonna say, man, it's almost hunter it's like no.
Yeah. Since you didn't,
you guys ruined it for me.
Well, you brought it up. We wasn't going to sit here and let the people act like we didn't know what we were talking about and kind of while you put on this whole thing. You know what? It'd be cool if the comic books did this. But they did it. I'm sorry.
That makes me want to see it even more. So here's
tomorrow.
I hope it's good.
Check it out.
Hulu does some hit or miss. Is it like a Hulu exclusive?
Well, Disney owns the Hulu now, so I think they're kind of like putting that whole switch on everything because they own Fox and everything like that now. So they're also going to do that Alien film for next year that's going to come out, and it was made by the guy that did the recent Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Oh yeah.
So, that's cool.
Yeah, so we'll see.
That Texas Chainsaw grew on me, so we'll see. I hope.
Yep, it didn't on me. So sorry, guys.
You still don't like it?
I never even watched it. I'm sorry. I just can't get into it.
I watched it that one time, but I didn't think it was that bad. It's a nice little slasher movie. Nothing to take serious.
Because I know they're making even like an Alien series too. Like they're doing like a movie and then they're doing a Hulu series and shit. So I'm excited.
It's on Disney Plus, right next to Zombies 1, 2, and 3.
Classic films. You love them.
I do. I'm dying to see Zombies 3. It just came out, and I'm like, ooh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, my kids checked out that film. It was
Don't
on the other day.
Don't ruin it for me. You already ruined Predator.
I didn't ruin nothing for you. Well, my cousin was in the Zombies 1 and 2. The black girl that was his friend. That's my cousin. I never met her, but hey, that's my cousin.
Nice.
I never met her. You should tell her.
Yeah, but my aunt's like, that's your cousin. I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh, cool.
This movie. All right, so let's talk about the Pennywise Story of It documentary. Dave, you were able to go and check it out. How was that?
I told you guys after I saw it, I really think you guys are going to love this. So, essentially the documentary covers like everything about, the early start of the film. It has some cool like interviews with Stephen King talking about it. And, it gives a little backstory of Stephen King, very short, but then it goes into the film. They literally get interviews from every person that's still alive that was on that cast. And it is so cool. Like they got the bullies, they got, just every kid, every adult. Such a cool documentary. Seth Green was in the documentary, which was cool to see him. I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to land him, but he was interviewed throughout. Tim Curry as well. We knew just because we had John Campopiano on our podcast, who was involved in the documentary. He had mentioned how him and his crew got to go have dinner. Was it dinner? I think they had at Tim Curry's house, and they were just like in awe of being able to be, in his house and just hanging out with him. So I kind of already knew that part before going into it, but I was just so impressed with this documentary. and they talk about a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Some like funny things. The kids, I guess, were so rowdy. A lot of them, it was like their first time ever, being in a film, and they all got along so well and all that stuff. And at one point, they had to stop filming, and they got yelled at. And then like someone went over to them and was like, "If you guys want to be ever in a film again, you are going to take this serious. You're going to start listening." So that was like the turning point where they like kind of got their acts together. But then ironically, the adult cast was just as rowdy. And I guess they got along amazingly. It was all like, I didn't realize this, but I guess it was all like really like the most popular TV actors at the time. Like every one of those actors were really popular TV actors. Yeah, it was awesome. I really enjoyed the documentary.
Now, we talked to John a while back, and he let us know he's also a Rhode Island native, so he was born here. He was letting us know that he has the original suit that Tim Curry had in the film, and he said he was going to bring it there to kind of showcase it. Did he bring it?
No, I don't think he brought it. Yeah, unfortunately, I was kind of looking forward to that, but it was cool because, he was essentially showing it in front of a lot of his friends and family. So that was really cool. He went up and, he introduced it and then did Q&A at the end. So there was some super fans, and then like a ton of just, John's local, so he had a lot of his friends and family there. And it was just, a cool experience watching it with a bunch of people that were either really invested in the film or just big supporters of him. So I had a great time, and I really encourage people to check it out. I know it's been getting a ton of publicity on like Bloody Disgusting and every other publication, so I'm like just super happy for the guy.
That's awesome.
All right, so I know we get into this big debate every year about the Halloween cereal. There's a new one coming out, Josh. There's Hocus Pocus 2. Kellogg's is dropping like a cereal called Hocus Pocus Berry Brew. And so it has like the Sanderson sisters on the box and everything like that to kind of like get ready for the release of Hocus Pocus 2. It's going to be on September 30th on Disney Plus. Josh, it doesn't have chocolate in it this time. So you think you're going to try it?
Nope.
Why not?
I don't like cereal.
Now he doesn't like cereal.
Well, you talked about Count Chocula was your favorite cereal.
It wasn't. What? Are you fucking with me?
I'm fucking with you because you're allergic to chocolate. So
Max in the other room.
But I know we talked about also.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends. It depends if it's one of those like $8 boxes of cereal. Whatever.
Dude, it's a collector's item.
Dave,
Yeah, that's what they say. There's Chucky cereal out there. I was like, oh, look at this Chucky cereal. I walked over, it was like $20 a box. I'm like, I don't need that.
Monster Mash.
I eat it in one sitting. Look, I'm not spending $20 on the shit.
All these like the anniversary series ones last year, I picked them all up, and then they had the big Monster Mash one. So
yeah, and I was going to talk about that also because they're going to release the Fruit Brute. It has like a wolf on. I guess it hasn't released in like 10 years. So that's going to release. I think some stores already had it because I had seen a few people post it online.
Drummer.
Is he on that? Yeah. So his cereal is going to come out.
Mummy is going to be be coming soon then because the Mummy one isn't out.
Yeah, we were talking about that last year. Like they need to probably add a new character and everything like that. But I was not aware that there was actually a werewolf one before because we were sitting there saying, what would the shapes be like? And then Josh, I know you said Wolfman has Nards and shit like that. So I'm like, I want to eat a bowl of Nards. So
that's gonna be like a new line I say to people like when they're pissing me off. Go eat a bowl of Nards.
Nards.
Bowl of Nards.
Ah, shit.
We're taking that Hal Havens thing from Night of the Demons.
Eat a bowl of bucks. You want to talk about that? Let's talk about that.
Let's do it. We have so many events coming up. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. You want to break it in, Brandon?
Go ahead. You do it. You just brought up his name. Get it going.
So we're doing a showing of A Night of the Demons. It's September 29th into October 1st. 11.
September 30th.
September 30th, 11:59 p.m. We're doing a showing of Night of the Demons with Hal Havens and a Q&A for Hal Havens. Beautiful thing right there. I'm very excited about it. And it's going to be at
Coolidge Corner Theater in Brookline, Mass.
Yes.
Midnight showing, not 11:59, midnight showing.
No, it's 11:59.
What do they call it? Coolidge After Dark?
Yeah. That's going to be I'm not fond of late nights. As you guys know, I get up at 4 a.m. and go to bed at like 8. So I'm probably going to die. But it's going to be a dream true, right? So that's pretty cool. I'm very excited about it.
When you die, you have to say, I have no regrets.
How do you feel about that film, Adam? Have you ever checked it out, Night of the Demons?
I never checked out because they redid that, didn't they? Did they remake?
Yeah,
that?
with Eddie Furlong.
I never watched that though.
The original?
No, I've watched the original 1,000 times. I've just never checked out the remake. I didn't know if it was good or not.
The original's like 1,000 times better. The remake is fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, we're showing the original. Did he say we're showing the remake?
What?
Did you say we're showing the remake?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, we're showing the original.
No,
you're watching it with Stooge, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So shout out to Chris McKibbins. He's the one that got it. He's from the Spooky Picture Show, and he is acquiring the film, and we acquired Hal Havens. So that's pretty awesome. And the Coolidge acquired us. So there you go.
Okay.
The Coolidge, it's actually a really cool place too. You guys have been there, right?
Yeah, we just saw Joe Bob there, and it was nice there.
I love that place. I think that place is so awesome. So it's a cool place. Anyway.
We just brought that up. So Brandon and I saw Joe Bob at the Coolidge. What was that, the end of June?
Yep.
And it was called, what was it called? Cerebellum something. I forget what it was.
I forgot.
It was all horror related to the brain. So we had The Brain and Brain Damage. And have you guys seen both of those or either of those? Josh?
Oh, I saw The Brain That Wouldn't Die. I don't know about
the Brain.
Yeah, Brain Damage. I think we did a Brain Damage movie night, didn't we?
We did. Adam, have you seen either of them?
Seen The Man with Two Brains with Steve Martin. Does that count?
There you go.
I mean, I guess it could also go in there, but The Brain is a Canadian horror film. We started with that one. I had seen it once before. Brandon, was that your first time seeing it?
No, I had seen that a long time ago.
It was it's a fun movie. It's especially a fun watching it with a crowd though, because there's a lot of like just laughable scenes. It's not like I don't know. It's not the craziest movie I've ever seen. Like this, it's not like you're dying laughing a lot of times, but it's like some of the scenes are just so ridiculous. Yeah, it's just a lot of running. Like the characters are essentially running 75% of the film, which is funny because like every other scene is they're running down he's being chased down a staircase. So it's almost like you're watching the same clip over and over.
And that was the thing too. It was just like when I watched that film growing up, like main thing that stuck out to me was that damn bear. Like when it first starts off, the white bear. Yeah. It's like a stuffed animal. And I'm just sitting there, that always fucked with me when I was younger. And I'm just sitting there like, damn, they should kind of like make a spin-off fucking movie just about that fucking bear. So it was cool seeing that movie again on the big screen because like over COVID, when we were all quarantined and everything like that, I had actually thrown that film on to let Lauren check it out. And so we didn't finish all of it, but so then she was able to finish it when we watched Joe Bob. And so she was like, yeah, I really like that movie. So if you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's worth it.
Where can you find it?
It was on Prime. I don't know if it's still on there.
Yeah. And then I think when I had over quarantine, it was on like YouTube. So. And
then the other film was Brain Damage, and that's a classic. Super fun. Everybody enjoyed that one. I don't know. If you haven't seen Brain Damage, then you got to watch Brain Damage.
Yeah.
Classic.
It's the best analogy for substance abuse ever too. Like you watch it and you're like, this is basically an addict right here. So it's cool.
It hits home, dude. It hits home.
Yeah.
Well, if you're an addict, it hits home. How about that?
I think it's even for people who aren't, it's like you watch it and you're like, damn, I don't want to be that. So I think it's it kind of serves its purpose.
Dude, some people like I talk to people. I'm like, yeah, I'm a drug addict. I can't be doing shit like that. And they're like, oh, I'm not an addict. I'm like, you go home and you watch like Netflix for 18 hours straight every fucking day of your life, and you freak out if your cable's down or whatever. Like, don't tell me you're not an addict. You know, put your phone down for a whole day and see what happens.
Josh is getting on some societal issues here.
Jeez,
I like it,
Calm down.
Bringing it in, man.
We're dependent on things, Josh. I hear you, man.
Yeah.
Shit. So just recently, like last week, I was in down over in Hershey, Pennsylvania, for my son's baseball tournament. I went into one of the malls over there and kind of like checked everything out. It's not like really busy like how our malls are and everything. It's kind of like laid back and a lot of old stores. And I kind of realized that they had like a Spirit Halloween there already. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, is this thing like open year round? And it was like set up. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And it kind of reminded me that they're also making a fucking Spirit Halloween movie.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I'm just like,
did you watch the trailer yet?
I didn't watch the trailer and I don't want to watch it. What do you think about it?
It's a PG. I know it's like either PG or PG-13. It's a very like, it almost looks like not a real movie. It looks like a Goosebumps tale.
Oh.
Okay.
But it's geared towards more like
the kids,
younger audience. Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were releasing some pictures of the monsters and stuff like that, but I didn't hit play on the trailer. I'd seen that it came out. I didn't know what direction they were going with, but I think that'd be cool, having a young audience, you know, the kids going to the store and everything like that. So
yeah,
wouldn't be bad.
Do they keep the Spirit signs up on stores year round, or do they usually take them down? Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The Woonsocket ones had it up for the past month, and I'm like, was that new or has that been there year round? I don't know. So maybe they already are starting to set up over there.
They should.
Well, sometimes it's up to the person who owns the building. So if
they're not going to turn it into something else, yeah.
True.
They should just make like a horror, like a film like that geared to adults, like how fucking Spirit just comes in and fucking kills the fucking people that worked at the store.
Yeah. That's why I was hoping for that. That's what I wanted them to make that movie, but then it was like, oh shit, man, this is like a kid's movie. I was like, okay, it could be fun still, but I was hoping for some like gory shit, man.
Nah. Fucking crazy. But there's another movie coming out. What is it? Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Another A24 film starring Pete Davidson. What do you guys think about that? You seen the trailer to that?
I have. You know me, man. I watch any A24 trailer at least.
Yeah.
Because it looks like, I haven't like read too much into it or what people have said, but you know, they just said it's because A20, even though people make fun of me all the time for liking their shit, there's some shit I can't stand from them. If it's, you know, there's some drawn out, very artsy films that just maybe are way too fucking long, or it, you know, this just looks like what has been described as just a fun slasher, and that's what it looks like, and that's why I'm excited for it. It just looks like a cool, fun movie, and I actually love Pete Davidson. I'm on the fence of liking his kind of comedy and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks decent. I seen the trailer when I had gone to see Black Phone, so I was like, all right, yeah, that definitely looks like something I'll check out. Have you seen it, Dave? The trailer?
No, I didn't watch the trailer yet. I just kind of have seen a lot of like the announcements and just been following that and stuff, and I'm excited for it just because I like the A24 movies as well. There was another, was that movie Men? Was that A24? Yeah, how was that? I don't even remember if that ended up getting like.
That was a weird ass fucking movie, dude.
Was it?
It's I mean, it's a very, very A24 film, man. It's nothing that so that was one of the ones that it was like the message was kind of obvious almost, and you know, they have like this very graphic ending, which it's kind of fucked up. But like it's one of those ones where like for me personally, like I watched Hereditary and was bored out of my fucking mind, and Men was like creepy, fucked up, but I would never watch it again. It's one of those it's not for me.
Okay, I haven't really heard anything great about it, so to be honest, it's kind of falling in line with the things I've been hearing. I think the Guts boys had said it was boring. I think they gave it a hard pass.
Nah.
Yep.
Hey, there's some films out there like that, but like I was saying earlier, so what was it? Black Phone. Have you guys seen that movie yet?
Oh yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was really good. I had gone
Did you see it, Dave? Or no?
Oh, I'm slacking on new films. I'm really far behind.
It's definitely worth it. So they made that was Stephen King's son, Joe Hill. So it was based on one of his short stories. So I think they did a really good job with it. Ethan Hawke definitely nailed it. So
yes,
and I ended up buying it for my son because it came on like Apple TV, so you can like purchase it. So watch it again. It definitely has replay value. So I'm happy with it.
Cool.
Yeah,
I saw that in the theater. In the movie.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh, you did?
You went to the theater?
Did you break any seats?
No, I took my daughter, and she was Liv was yelling through the thing. Like every time something would happen, she's like, "What the fuck? The fucking asshole!" I'm like, "Where is it?" And then she was watching it like this, and the covering her eyes and shit. It was beautiful. Some things never change, so
nah,
it was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely a good way to kind of keep kids to kind of like be aware of their surroundings, like, you know, with people being like kidnapping people and stuff like that, with all that shit going on in the world. So, you know, like we talk about it, Josh, me and you have young kids, you know, I had experienced situations with my daughter, like, you know what I mean, thinking she's talking to people online that are her age, but they're older and shit. So it's just like an eye opener. And it's just like, all right, look, this is what it is. This is what type of person this is. Like, they'll sit there and fucking kidnap you and lock you down here. They're just fucking weird. You know, this type of shit that goes on. And so, you know, watching it with my kids, they were just kind of just like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So it's just, but they liked it. So,
yeah, man.
Cool. Yeah,
but we have a special episode that's going to come soon, but we're also waiting for Dave to check that out. Yeah. So it's the new film from Jordan Peele, Nope. Have you checked that out, Adam?
Yes, I have.
All right. So what did you think about it?
It was.
We're not gonna go into full detail because Dave didn't.
Without going. That's fair.
Full detail.
So, I mean, like, I will say Jordan Peele is 3 for 3 for me, even if I didn't necessarily like. So, I think he's one of the most talented directors, and I think that, like with us and Nope, I obviously very smaller. I mean, still like kind of big budget, but like they were just like, hey, what can you give us with a huge ass budget? Because this movie had to be fucking huge ass budget from what I saw. And I definitely want to see it again. I've only seen it once. I had literally probably one gripe with the movie, but all in all, he's 3 for 3 for me, man. Like I think it's definitely more along this lines of not so much horror, more of a sci-fi bigger film.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's worth seeing. I won't get into detail of what my one gripe is. Okay, I'm sorry. I have 2 gripes about the movie. But it didn't take away my, like, I didn't leave the theater saying like, man, fuck this movie, because especially it's interesting hearing Peele talk about films in interviews, because you can tell how passionate he is, especially with actually the horror genre. Like, he's like huge fan of it and everything. I think that's what makes me appreciate his movies a little bit more.
Yeah. Now, Josh, you were able to check it out, right?
Yeah, took the wife. Yep.
What did you think? Did you enjoy it?
Well, Miranda hated it, and I was like half and half.
Jeez. Okay.
I appreciate the way he can make something out of nothing. Like what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
But it made sense, and but at the same time, it wasn't like a stellar movie for me. You know what? I went in with the expectations of Us, so I was thinking it was going to be a horror movie, and it really wasn't. So I was like, like the ideas were really cool. Like,
Yeah.
who comes up with this shit? Super creative movie. I'll give him that. Super creative.
Yeah.
But not exactly up my alley. And
Mhm.
I probably would have liked it more if my wife liked it, but she just kind of like halfway through, she just kind of like looked over at me and was like, "Really?
Like checked out.
You did it to me again. This is a fucking Joshua movie." And I
Nah,
started, and then I was like, "Nah, like." The guys wanted to see it. I thought it would be a good date. Like, it's a mainstream movie.
The film definitely goes over a lot of people's heads, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of certain things that so you're thinking that it's this and it's this, talking about this, but he's not. And so a lot of people kind of get lost with the situation. So it's definitely one of those films that it's cool because it's like I've had conversations with a lot of people. I've seen it twice. And so it's definitely something that you can kind of hold up, you know what I mean? So I would like to definitely talk to you about it, Adam, and talk about some of the things that you didn't like. But I want to know, did any of you guys see it on IMAX?
No, I saw it in. I mean, the closest
Yeah.
IMAX to me is like an hour away. I saw it in XD though, which we kind of have here, but it's. I think it's. I think if you watch it,
Yeah.
I think you could probably still enjoy it like whenever it comes on streaming. But
Yeah.
I think it's even if you don't necessarily like it, I think it's for the vision, for the cinematography itself. I think it's worth seeing in theaters for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
you have to see it. And so for me, the film was shot in IMAX, and so with that screen, like it definitely like it adds so much more to the movie because I seen it a second time on like a regular theater screen and it didn't hit the same. Like certain parts in that IMAX experience, it's kind of just like, yo, what the fuck? Because I was like sitting in the seat and I'm kind of like feeling like, what the fuck? Like claustrophobic at that point in time. You know what I'm talking about? It feels like you're really in that part on the IMAX screen. So I was just like, fuck. I'm like, that was crazy. And it didn't feel that way when I watched it the second time on the regular movie theater screen.
Dave,
It's,
I think
it's playing at the drive-in right now with Black Phone, and I was like, oh, I could bang out two of them. But at the same time, the drive-in is like a different type of experience, and I'm like, I kind of think I want to go see that in an actual theater and not the drive-in because you're kind of removed when you're at the drive-in, a little bit. It's cool for. I love the drive-in. It's a cool experience, but I just feel like with that film, I kind of want to be in a theater with like the all the sound and everything.
It's got a lot of corners, Dave. I think you'll like it.
Josh, it's funny you said that about like going in thinking it was gonna be more horror because I started to think after Us, I was like, and he's talked about it a little bit. I think he's a huge fan of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's making his own variations of Twilight Zone films. You know what I mean? Like even Get Out is a type of Twilight Zone, like type film. So I feel like that's kind of what all of his films are to me, more than they are like horror. Because the Twilight Zone kind of blends sci-fi and horror. It's more creepy horror than it is like straightforward horror, I guess.
Well, plus didn't he redo the Twilight Zone? Or he did? Yeah,
he did. It was
I think
not a lot of people seen it because I think it was on like Paramount Plus or something like at the time. Like you had to get like a subscription to watch it. So I think a lot of people missed it because they was like, oh, I'm not gonna subscribe to that just for this. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good interpretation, Dave. Yeah, that's almost like spot on, man. Because even like Get Out, even Us, that's like they're weird Twilight stories, man. Because there's some mixtures of different genres and stuff, but there's definitely a good horror sense in everything that he does, man. But so yeah, he's probably just recreating the Twilight Zone that nobody watched of his. So
yeah.
But I think you're really gonna enjoy that movie, Dave. It's really good.
Yeah.
So I can't wait till we have that episode and kind of like go into like detail about the whole thing and kind of like give our opinions and everything like that. So definitely, Adam, you're welcome to come back and break that down with us.
When are you guys shooting that episode?
We're just waiting on Dave to go check it out. So
hopefully next week at some point we'll be able to do it.
Okay.
No pressure, Dave,
Yeah.
but we're
No
waiting.
pressure.
On it.
Fine, I'm gonna get to it. I've been wanting to.
Now,
I
Adam's
definitely
waiting
wouldn't-
on you two guy. There's three of us. Let's go. I went.
Well, I want to
the
see the second time at least.
and
I
we're
do
gonna
wanna
have
see it the second time.
we're gonna have Angel from that Strange show come on, and he's gonna break that down with us too, because me and him have been going back and forth with that, and I'm just like, dude, I'm like, I need you on this episode because me and you've been going back and forth, and he's like, I'm down. It's gonna be a fucking spectacle. And I'm like,
Well said. Well said.
yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
sweet.
I think
All
that
right.
about wraps it up. with
Yeah.
all-
I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah.
I got empanadas waiting for me.
Empaladas.
I feel like Josh is gonna like fade into black pretty soon, so we probably have to go before he totally
Yeah,
disappears.
dude, your picture got way darker. What's going on, man?
I got no lights in here.
It looked like the Amelia Kincaid fucking interview we had.
Dude, I'm not doing good with this. I don't know if you saw, Adam. It took me an hour to set up my computer with a microphone and a camera, and I finally got it all set up. I went to move into the other room, and the whole thing froze. So now I'm like, fuck. So now I'm on my phone. There you go.
Nice, man.
But I got air conditioning, and the other two guys don't. So there you go.
Yeah, I know. Thanks.
But I don't have lights. So you know what? It's a podcast. I got the face for podcasting. I need to be.
All
in the
right,
back.
all right, all right.
All right.
We've heard it before, Josh. I think you've said it once every other episode.
Ay.
All right, Adam, tell people where to find you, man, if they want to hear more.
Well, if you want to hear more of me, I'm always on the gram at I Blame the Movies, talking from romance to horror and chatting up with these guys, especially with Josh and his cat. And every day, every time, man,
Yeah.
he always makes a fucking appearance, man. You can.
Oh, guys, look, breaking news on the interwebs here. Guess what?
If you say Nev Campbell, I'm turning this off.
I was just gonna say, Nev Campbell got signed to a 3-movie contract.
Shut up.
It's called Yell. The new,
Oh boy.
the new Yell.
Go to fucking sleep.
That's
It's
just
time for bed.
Go eat your empanadas or whatever. Oh,
Limpanadas.
empanadas, yeah.
All right, everyone, take it easy. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us. We appreciate all the love. Check us out on YouTube, like and subscribe, Instagram, Facebook. Check out our events coming up. And just thanks for all the support and fucking listening to all crazy fucking stories. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
If you made it this far, we apologize.
That's
Have a great
your
night.
new tagline. Yeah, of
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Hey, Adam, good to see you, man. Thank you.
course, man. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
No problem.